Afternoon, Brenton. Good afternoon, everyone. Mission Whitten Oval, round 21 of Smithy's VFL. They go at it in the ruck. First clearance for the Dogs through Smith in the ruck. They go deep inside their attacking 50. There's a whistle on play, and it's going to be the way of the Bulldogs. Going to be taken by Buku Karmas in the opening 20 seconds. Free kick in the goal square, so Karmas will have it. Man the mark is 15 out from goal. It's close to a 45-degree angle. And as Brendan Rose said in the opener, this looks like a game ripe for the picking here for the Bulldogs as they strive towards finals and a top two finish as Karmas comes in and makes no mistake for the first of the day. Mark it down to Buku Karmas. The Dogs are away, 1 straight 6 in the first minute of play.
Couldn't ask for a better start, could they? Straight out of the middle, straight onto the lead of Karmas, straight through, inside a minute. I think it's going to be tough for the Blues. The changes for the Bulldogs: Jordan Croft up to the AFL, Cooper Hines held over as well, so they go out of the team. Josh Dolan has concussion, and Laird Ramshaw was omitted. Luca Muratore originally left out; he got a reprieve. And a late change to the top-up player, I suppose. Henry Hayes was originally selected. They've brought Kobe Williams from Scotch College and the Western Jets in out of the emergency list to make his debut today for the Bulldogs. So we're underway again in the middle. Lockie Smith won the tap down. Sincotta tried to work through, couldn't do so. Smith took it, got the hand pass out to Scott. Sends it long down towards full foot. Karmas has a chance again. Was that a nudge? Umpire said play on. Poulter tumbled a kick. It almost missed his boot, and it almost went through for a goal. Just a behind, though, for Caleb Poulter. But it's already ominous signs. 2 scoring shots without Carlton touching the footy.
It's been a season to remember for the Bulldogs so far. A win here today on their home deck would be 11th on the trot for the Dogs. The last loss came in round 8 against Williamstown. Ball back into play from the recommencement. Carlton have it on the wing. Target here is Parsons through his hands, and the Dogs have got some numbers. Treloar hands it off here, and they go across the half-back line. Jones is waiting for it. It's going to come the way of Gardner. And half-back on his defensive arc is Ryan Gardner. He goes in short, but they turn it over in the middle of the ground. Carlton are there with numbers. Fantasia handballs it through a chain of handballs. Fantasia's going to get it back again. Goes in short, Grubbers a kick, bad connection. There are Carlton players there ready. The kick's going to come from Camporali to the goal square. Big fist in. Umpires found another free kick. It's going the way of the Dogs on the last line of defence.
Big shove.
For a push. Yep. And it's going to be Ryan Gardner who will take it.
Playing game number 99 today in the VFL, Ryan Gardner. So the qualifying final will be number 100, but that is not a good way to start. He's kicked it straight to Dane Harvey, standing on the mark. And the Blues will get an early shot at goal. Just what the doctor ordered. A horrible mistake by Ryan Gardner. And Dane Harvey, a boy from Fitzroy and the Northern Knights, 21 years of age. 7 goals in 9 games so far this year for Carlton. They really need to take every opportunity they've got today to stick with the Doggies. And Dane Harvey doesn't take the first one. So a disappointing miss that. Cuts the margin to 6 from the first forward foray there for Carlton.
So it comes back into play. The Bulldogs towards the wing. Under the ball there was Smith, the big ruck. Palmed it down into the path here of Artie Jones. Towards half forward. Tracking the ball at ground level there was Ayres for the Blues. Umpire says come in. It comes in and says give it to me. Big Riley and ruck for the Blues. As we said at the start, Pitnet comes out from this side, as does McGovern. And Will White from the selected team for the Blues. So big workload here today for Riley through half back towards the outer side here of Whitten Oval. A lot of players in the footy, ball in dispute. Going in there with Scott for the Bulldogs. Umpire says that's not coming out. I'll have it.
So those changes for Carlton originally into the team was Harry Lemmy, Will White and Nash King. Out, Sam Payer unavailable, Will Hayes unavailable, and Zach Harding, who was omitted. We have another ball up here, but the selected team, well, Carlton has held over, as Andrew just mentioned, 3 of the best players that they could have pulled out. Mark Pitnet, who was going to play his 100th game, Mitch McGovern and Will White, all out of the team late. It's Flynn Riley, one of the inclusions, wins a free kick here for holding the ball. The other ins are Ollie Warburton and Declan Ayres, a debutant from the Eltham Panthers. Not in any of the talent pathways, Declan Ayres. He's come in for his first game today, so good luck to him as Carlton try to work it out of defence through Ethan Phillips. So it's a massive ask as the mark is taken here by Charleston. Down to 11 listed players for the Blues. Long ball to the wing, knocked to ground. Therefore, the Bulldogs trying to go through Camporiali, managed to get a hand pass away just in time. Good handball from Jakes. Treloar through traffic. That's important to see him getting his hands on the footy. Good mark taken back there by Duffy, the Irishman, and he moves it quickly. And away they go. Boyd receives from Binns, goes for a gallop down the Dougie wing. Has a bounce and kicks it long down towards centre wing. It's thumped away by Liam Jones and out of play for a throw in. The Bulldogs running with 14 AFL listed players. Adam Treloar back from his calf injury today to try and force his way back into the team. So it's a very important day for him.
So ball in on the outer side. Riley and Smith go at it in the ruck again. Bulldogs trying to find a passage out of their defensive 50. They do so now. It's with Caulfield. Just backward of half forward here for the Dogs. On the outer side, they're running now. Here is Spicer. He's going to have a shot for goal around the body. Goes across the face, slides across the face for a minor score off the boot of Phoenix Spicer.
Really should have used Buku then. One out in the goal square.
1-2-8, plays one behind. Dogs lead it.
So Blues bring it back into play through the agency of Vickery. Sliding in and taking the intercept mark, though, is Jakes. And just pop it over the top to Karmas. Too quick off the mark. And he grabs it in front of Phillips, who, well, if they keep it low and direct, then Karmas will be very, very hard to stop today. They bomb it in, then Phillips will just pick it off, as he has done for 93 games beforehand. So Buku already has one on the board, 15-6 for the season. Kicks on the left, it's going to float to the goal square. No one was aware of it except for Ollie Warburton, one of those late inclusions. He'll pop it to Boyd in the back pocket.
For Boyd, they go along the boundary line on the outer side. This is Binns. Just holding things up momentarily. The umpire calls him to play on now. So he'll hug the boundary line on the Doug Hawkins wing side of the ground. Ball comes out the back. Liam Jones is there for the Dogs. Handball's away. Selwood trying to work it back inside their attacking 50 here, the Dogs. Here's Spicer again. Couldn't get a handle on the footy. Scott's back there for the Dogs, wrapped up in a tackle by two players. And the umpire comes in and says, give it to me. 9 played first term. Mission Whitten Oval, round 21, Smithy's VFL. The Dogs and the Blues. It's all academic for the Blues in season 2025 for the Dogs. They might be top of the table for an hour or so, depending on what happens in the game with Box Hill this afternoon. Here's the Blues trying to work it out. Hogg. Loose handball. He was looking for a teammate there in Ayres, missed him. Free kick on play. It's going the way of Carlton. And picking himself up from the bottom of the pack is Boyd.
Bit of a tangle there between Boyd and Lewis. They managed to extricate themselves, and Boyd almost missed his boot with the kick and gave Binns no chance of keeping it in play. When you make mistakes like that, you'll pay. It's a huge final day of action here in the Smithies VFL. Box Hill versus Casey. Box Hill for top spot. Casey to try and get out of the wild card spots. That starts at 105. Riley won the tap. It'll head back towards the line and over. Frankston and the Brisbane Lions also at 105, playing for 4th spot on the ladder. The Lions need to win by 3 goals to take that off the Dolphins. And, of course, Williamstown and Richmond, the big one at 205 out at DSV Stadium. Williamstown need to win to tip Coburg out of the finals and make it themselves. Richmond want to make the top 6. Hand pass up there from Nash King. Trying to burst his way through with Selwood. Smith tumbles it inside 50. Bad bounce there for Kennedy. Blues will get away. Camporiali kicks to space. Getting there first, however. That was nicely done by Williams, the late inclusion. And it's out of play. Selwood walks it over the line. So Kobe Williams, as I said, just 17 years of age. From Williamstown Sims and the Western Jets, has played most of his footy this year for Scotch College. And he comes in from outside the emergencies to replace Henry Hayes today. Declan Ayres, the debutant for Carlton, out of the Northern League. As the ball comes over the top here. Chance now for Geray, runs to 50, kicks to full forward, just overcooks it. And Phillips takes an easy mark for Carlton.
So Phillips plays on quickly. His target was span at half back. His kick up towards Lemmy. He brought the ball to ground. Ball in dispute at ground level again. For the Dogs is Caulfield. Handball's out of traffic. Free kick. It's going the way here of Spicer again. Now Caulfield. Towards the pocket. Will it stay in the field of play? It won't. And the boundary umpire will toss it back in. Deep right forward pocket here for the Footscray Bulldogs. They lead it by 7 points. 1-2-8 plays one behind. 12.5 played first term.
Rebel VFLW first semi-final also underway. North Melbourne 2-2-14. North Melbourne Werribee leading Williamstown yet to score 12 minutes into the opening quarter there. As the Bulldogs are going to have a chance to put this back in through Kellett. Brought it across to Jones. Liam Jones in towards full forward. Beautiful kick. Diving effort from Williams. Couldn't get it there quite. Boyd clears. Just bombs it up towards the wing. It'll sit nicely. Ramshaw got a hand pass over the top. Binns on the run. Sends it to half forward. Not the best of kicks. Good work by Gardner to hold firm. Jones. Treloar. Gets it across now to Kellett. He goes through the middle of the ground. Big fist from Lemmy. Knocked the ball down. Jakes comes from one direction. The other one was nicely done by Bader. And the Bulldogs will get the turnover. Bit of a fumble from Gardner. Got it off to Kellett. He'll bring it down the wing. Look for Karmas to fly.
Karmas wants to go deep inside the pocket, close to the boundary line. His target was Luke Kennedy. Probably not the best of options for Karmas. Didn't hit his target and went across the line, but what a mark. Right in front of this healthy crowd here in Mission Whitten Oval today.
So from the selected teams to Ollie Bader wearing number 62 rather than number 72, which was his originally listed number, interestingly enough.
There was a change I made last night.
The number he's listed all year is the number he's actually wearing, strangely enough. So boundary throw in just inside the 50. Carlton playing a few games with us in round 21. Lemmy with the tap. Trying to burst through and getting caught high is Craig Peters. Had a breakout year last year, Cooper Craig Peters. Not quite as prolific this season. But he is a very good player. And he's got a shot here. He'll have to kick from about 52 metres out. I think we're looking towards the top of the goal square for this one. In fact, he went for home and he hooked it looking for distance and missed everything. So they've settled down, the Blues, after being, well, it looked like they were going to get thumped in the first minute or so. They've managed to stem the bleeding a bit.
Free kick to Karmas came in the first 20 seconds of the game, Brendan. And he converted in the first minute. So, as you said, the Blues have settled. And that goal to Karmas remains the only major for the day so far, as Liam Jones takes a nice mark at half forward. He goes short and finds Scott. Not much gained. So Anthony Scott, he'll be looking for, he goes with the hands, in fact. So now they go inside attacking 50 of the Dogs. But all Carlton back there, taking a nice, easy, uncontested chest mark, was Ethan Phillips.
And he'll do that all day if you give him the chance.
So Phillips, he'll go back towards the half-back flank on the outer side of Whitten Oval. There was Duray for the Bulldogs. A lot of players stacked on top of the footy. It's not coming out. Ball up. 6
disposals each for Nick Caulfield for the Dogs and Jordan Boyd for the Bulldogs. Scott and Kellett 5 and Ferranato also 5 for Carlton. Here's Treloar. Puts it over the top nicely to Walker, mid-season draftee. Zach Walker swings it long, inside 50 he goes, big fist over the top, brought the footy to ground, running onto it there was Vickery, brought it out towards half-back, strong tackle by Selwood, ball and all, and he's going to get rewarded for it. Beautiful work by the mid-season pick out of Western Australia. From the Peel Thunder and Baldivis. Selwood goes long towards the hot spot. Big fly. Smith couldn't drag it down. Couldn't get clear either. Ayres. Stacks on the mill. Umpire says give it to me. The umpires today. Scott Simpson in 15. Jack Cannon in 18. Liam Dyer number 24. Smith with the tap. Treloar. They set upon him as soon as he got hold of the footy. 3 of them did. They're very much aware of him.
And why wouldn't you be?
Oh, exactly right. Superstar he's been, Adam Treloar.
258 AFL games to his credit.
Backhander from Smith. Flicks out to Poulter. He's got a man in space, but the handball took forever to get to him. Nicely picked off by Nelson. Chance now for the Dogs to bring it back in. Duray kept calm. Gave it off to Poulter. Flicks it over the top. Back inboard now to Duray. It came from Lewis. Kick inside 50 is going to be intercepted by young Ayres.
So Ayres brings it back to whence it came. Mark on the outer side to Nelson. 18 now played first term. Nelson with the ball for the Blues. Hugs the line on the outer side, but drifting across in front was Ryan Gardner to take a relatively easy mark. Right on centre wing on the outer side. Retreats some ground. Just possession footy. Gives it away to Liam Jones, who in turn comes wider. This is Selwood. He comes laterally as well to Lockie Smith. Smith, another short one. This one's picked up by Jones. Jones with a nice darting ball. Poulter's the target and got him. So Caleb Poulter swings around on his left. Kicks towards the goal square. What can happen here for the Dogs? Drifting across the front of the pack was Ewan McPherson, unable to complete the mark, and it comes across the line for one rush behind.
McPherson is the one milestone man today with Mark Pitnet's late withdrawal. He's playing his 50th game for the Bulldogs today. Game number 70 altogether. Switching back before the deadline from North Melbourne. Kangaroos unable to find a spot in the team for him. The Dogs certainly have. Kick back in. Nice effort. I thought Riley almost took that mark. Umpire said no. Caulfield swings around inside 50. He goes. Poulter bounces off his chest. Trying to break free there was Monaghan. Dangerous handball. Snap around the corner from Scott. Beautiful kick. It's a ripper from Anthony Scott. They had to work a lot harder for the second one than the first, but the Bulldogs have it on the board.
Stretched the lead to 14 points. 2-3-15 plays one behind. So the Dogs doing the damage on the scoreboard.
Lachlan Smith up to 6 disposals and 8 hit-outs already. I'm sure when he was coming to the ground thinking he was up against Mark Pitnet, it'll be a really nice challenge for me today. And then no disrespect to young Flynn Riley, but I'm sure he would have been much happier to see him standing on the other side of the circle. And Buku's going to have a run in the ruck now against Riley.
Yeah, a bit of a height differential.
I reckon the jump might nearly balance it out though. Watch this.
Let's see him springboard. So it's Karmas with Riley and ruck. Bounce didn't help either player really. Sincotta was in there for the Blues, trying to get the clearance away from this congestion. There's Karmas, quickly banged the ball on his boot, kicks towards the goal, but it's again marked nicely on his chest. Ethan Phillips is there, as you said, Brendan, given the opportunity to do that as a defender, as stout as he is.
It's marked number 4 already.
We'll do it all day. Yep. So Phillips brings it to the members' wing. Karmas, a big fist from 3 deep over the top, and fists it out of bounds for a boundary throw in.
Quarter time in the Rebel VFLW first semi-final. North Melbourne Werribee 2-4-16. Williamstown yet to score at Arden Street. Stunned that the Kangaroos got beaten by Collingwood last week and have to go the long way home in that competition. It's Karmas won the tap. Picked up by Craig Peters. Hand pass over the top. Orgles tapped it back. Treloar shrugged one tackle. Hooked it back.
Classy.
All class Adam Treloar. Just far too good, isn't he, for this level? And you don't think Luke Beveridge will be doing his absolute utmost to get him straight back in the seniors when he gets the opportunity.
And in the blink of an eye, the margin's out to 20 points.
It's all about making sure he can get through a game today, Adam Treloar. And I'd be certain that he'll play against Fremantle next week if he does that. Of course, with the VFL team having a week off for the wildcard round.
Yep.
If he goes out and has a comfortable 25 and kicks a couple today, I reckon there'll be a few guys at the bottom end of the Western Bulldogs team that might be looking over their shoulders. They'll be all wanting to play well against the Eagles this afternoon, that's for sure.
Well, the 22-minute mark of the first term, he's racked up 7 touches, has Adam Treloar. As we said, 258 games at the highest level, and he's pushing for selection again. Here he goes from the centre square. He'll get this clearance, handball over the top. Target was Scott. Treloar got it back. Loose handball, back to Scott again. Trying to work their way across half-back here, Jones. Are they out? They are. They're going to work it through centre wing. It's going to land in the hand here of Jakes. After a chain of handballs, Duray gave it to him. Kick goes inside, attacking 50 for the Dogs. Close to the boundary line. Spicer sees it over in company with Charleston.
Yeah, well done by Charleston. Backed himself, went across in front of the charging forwards. Just didn't quite hang on to the mark is probably the only issue. So boundary throw in deep forward for Footscray, where it spent most of this opening quarter. Riley won the tap, tries to have another go at it, knocked it down. They're fighting over it here, the Blues. Riley just got a toe poke on it. Good hand pass up from Charleston. Under the pump here is King. He was pushed in the back. So Duray just a little bit off with his timing. Nash King, third gamer out of Wallen and the Calder Cannons. Up to the wing it goes. Trying to get over the top was Harvey. Nice hand pass Charleston. Back into traffic from Elijah Hollins. Good smother by Jones off the kick. And Orgel thumps it over the line.
Adam Treloar coming off for a breather. Both teams ringing the changes from the bench right in front of us. 9
disposals, 3 tackles and a goal for Adam Treloar. Scott's also had 9 and a goal. Caulfield with 7. Dogs with the top 7 players on the ground.
Taking it out of the ruck there was Riley. Kick was partially smothered and then he got it back again. But the kick to half-back's been taken, has been taken here by Jones.
Push out.
They'll push out in the contest.
Clear push.
So Harvey, he saw something he liked short, he got it. It was Nelson. Darts a sharp ball into the hot spot. No one can take the mark. The Blues have got some numbers at the back here. And they're going to slam the ball through from a chain of handballs. Darcy Hogg finished the job. Wasn't anything particularly attractive about it, but it was effective from the Blues. and they get there first. They are 1-1-7. The Bulldogs 3-3-21.
Yeah, just keep pumping it forward, eh? Any way necessary. Hogg getting on the end of it. Kicks his 8th goal of the season. His 16th goal of the season. So he's had a good year. Darcy Hogg, the son of Jeff. Boy from McLeod. Kangaroos in the Northern League who have a finals campaign in Division 1 coming up. If they try to make their way back into the top division at the first time of asking. I'm sure that he'll play a role there if the Northern League rules allow it. He's played every game for Carlton. He's played a couple for the Kangas, I think, during the Blues buys. So ball thumped to ground, trying to go through Craig Peters. Smith, he's getting better every time I see him. Got it out to Caulfield, shrugged one tackle, stepped around another, drove it into the pocket looking for Karma. Strong hands on the lead. How good from Nick Caulfield was that? Karmas can't kick the goal from there, so he goes in short, just covers the 15 to Scott, who holds it up and allows Karmas time to get back down there to contest the next one. Again, we're looking at top of the square here. Give Karmas a run at it. In fact, charging out on the lead he is instead, Buku. Phoenix Spicer thought it was his, and Karmas just said, get out of my way, mate. And he's lining up for goal number 2 and his 3rd shot at goal already.
He's a handful for the Blues defenders.
He's too quick on the ground, and he can jump over top of them if they play in front. I reckon he would have suitors at the end of this year, having lost his spot in the AFL team about 6 weeks ago. So from 35 metres out, 45-degree angle, he's put a bit of hook on it. 1-1 for Karmas. Dogs lead by 15.
Boyd to bring it back in. Latter stages of this opening term. Couple minutes to go if you read the Blues board on the bench. They're on centre wing here, the Blues. Can they find a way through this part of the ground? They can't. The loose handball came from Nelson. Missed a target in Ferronato. And together they fumble it across the line. 3-4-22, plays 1-1-7.
28 minutes quickly, didn't it?
Certainly did.
Last time I looked up, it was 15.
Time flies when you're having fun, Jonty.
Exactly right.
And aren't we here at Mission Whitten Oval in Ruckers? Riley against Smith again. Thrown into the ground as a tackle from Sincotta. And the player that couldn't get the ball free was Billy Crofts. So Sincotta for the Blues. Goes in short. Wanted Hollands and got him. Happy just to take some time off the clock here in this quarter, I think, now, the Blues.
First official disposal that for Sincotta.
Boyd. Wider again. And he's found Warburton. He goes long along the boundary line on the outer side, but it's all Bulldogs back there. And this is Selwood who's taken the mark at half-back. He saw Geray and got him. Geray's going to come back again. Lost 15 metres. Here's Caulfield at half-back for the Bulldogs. Long kick down the wing. Beautiful kick in the end too. Jakes was the target and got him, but they're going to turn the ball over. And again, here's that man who's taken a number of marks already in Phillips. We'll get that number for you shortly. That's his 5th for the first term.
And he pops it back to Jordan Boyd in the goal square. It wouldn't be out of the ordinary to see Ethan Phillips take 15 marks, especially on a day like today when it's just going to be coming in all day. Was Liam Jones blocked there? Umpire said no. It's out of play. You expect the ball to spend a lot of time being pumped into the Footscray forward line today. Short price favourites for this contest. The Blues have held up okay so far. Taken down by Smith, trying to work his way through was Jones. No, that was, Crofts. Umpire says the Rucks can play for another hit out. 10 of which have been won by Lockie Smith so far. Make that 11. He just sticks his fist through it. Bounces on its end and sits up for Orgel. Gave it to Craig Peters. Siren beat them. The goalkeeper was there anyway. And it's quarter time. And Footscray dominated the term, but don't really have the score on the board to show for it. They lead by 15 points. They're 3-4-22. Carlton 1-1.
Almost a possession there to Treloar. Sort of got palmed into his boot and ricocheted off. We'll see if that counts. Adam Treloar, as he does again, dominant in the first term for the Bulldogs, eyeing off a return to the Western Bulldogs league side in preparation for finals for them, hopefully. Ball still in the centre square from the recommencement. Geray's in there for the Dogs, gets wrapped up by 2 Blues. And the umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it up. 3-4-22, 1-1-7, it's a quarter time score. 15 points in advantage to the home side. Still in the centre square. And we'll do it all again. Anthony Scott, highest possession win on the ground with Treloar with 10 each. Nick Caulfield with 9. And Jordan Boyd, the only Blue in the top half a dozen or so, with 9 as well. The ball heads across the line, so
insufficient intent.
Artie Jones will bring it back to play.
Looking forward to seeing him give us another highlight, Artie. He is an absolute excitement machine. He sends it up the wing here. Karmas was the target. He couldn't get a run at it. Monaghan over top of the football. Was he ridden into the ground? Umpire says no. So I mentioned the field umpires in the first quarter. Boundaries are Wade Anderson, Corey Malcolm and Lewis Spiker. Goals, James Rizzio and Jack Stammers. This is Jack Cannon, number 18. Liam Dye, 24. Scott Simpson, 15. Riley won the tap, booted forward for the Blues by Fantasia. Elijah Hollins can run onto this football. Controlled it nicely, but the hand pass back into traffic. Walker's handball. Set up a big bump, and there's a Blue down, worse for wear here. That is Fantasia. Solid front-on contact. Nothing illegal about it. And it's just knocked the stuffing out of him.
Can confirm, Johnny, that those 2 ricochet kicks from Treloar in the opening couple of seconds of this quarter have counted, so he's up to 12 now.
Well, that a little bit of a hold up here. While Fantasia gathers his bearings, he's going to come off to do that. The umpire, under the new interpretations, will probably wait until he does make his way all the way off the field. It's one-way traffic in the VFLW. North Melbourne Werribee 3-9-27. Williamstown 0 at the 13-minute mark of the second quarter. As Riley wins that tap. Charging straight through, though, was Crofts. Hand pass through, missed DeRay. Outside of the boot goes King. Towards full forward, sweeping through. Grab without the football. Bader, surely. Umpire said play on. Clearing kick by Walker. Will go out towards the back flank and will trickle over the line for a throw in. How did Ollie Bader not get a free kick there?
Yeah, it's a mystery to me. It's knocked all over a free kick.
Oh, he was grabbed and dragged to the ground. He was going to take possession. He was smart enough not to. It's definitely his free kick.
Riley in ruck for the Blues. Free kick in the contest. It's going to go his way for holding on. So, Flynn Riley will have a shot for goal.
It's game number 8 for Riley. He's shown some nice signs.
Man on the mark, Smith right on the arc of 50.
Developing big man, 206 centimetres.
He'll take his best effort. Scoreboard end of the ground. Riley on approach. Long kick towards goal. Fades across the front for 1 minor score.
He's kicked that 60-metre flower bag.
Yep.
That just floated all the way.
The connection was his best. The direction just a little off.
How do you get a ball to float that far? Geray. Long ball up towards halfback. Poulter comes in third in line, takes a nice mark. Breeze just starting to get up, probably helped a little bit. Polder onto the left boot, swings to the wing. Karmas on the lead once again. Just pops it over the top to Treloar. Will hold things up for a moment. Brings it inboard to Crofts. Treloar runs past, gets it back, draws the man, gives it off to Duray. He didn't see Harvey. And Harvey popped up out of a sprinkler head, which is no mean feat when you're 196 centimetres, and he won the free kick. Camporiali over the top to Vickery. Under the pump now. They've lost possession of the football. Taken by Crofts. Stood up in the tackle. Selwood through to Scott. He'll go across to Caulfield. They set upon him. It took a moment. The ball bounced in front of him. Not the best of handballs. And that brought that passage to an end.
I reckon I've counted on about 10 occasions today where there's been a dual tackling action from the Blues on a Bulldogs player. So the defensive action is strong. They know they're up against it in terms of quality around the ground. But they're just hanging in. Now they're going to go forward again, the Blues. Inside attacking 50. No, not quite. Mark's been taken out there by Nelson.
120 disposals to 88 in favour of Footscray.
Nelson sends it inside the arc. Who can mark? Lemmy's in front. Brought it to ground. Didn't complete it. Caulfield's there for the crumbs at the front of the pack. Whistle on play. It's going to go the way here of the Dogs. And Caulfield gives it away to Liam Jones, who gets caught. Couldn't complete the tackle there. Bader. Are they out of their defensive 50? Not quite, the Bulldogs. Here's a chance for the Blues. Hollins. Handball to Lemmy, who's fumbled it. Now they're through again. Kick was smothered off the boot. They just can't find a way through, the Blues, in their attacking 50. But the free kick has been picked out in the contest. It might be Elijah Hollins, who picks himself up from the deck. It will be.
Well, the endeavour was there. Right throughout that passage of play, the skill level certainly was not. That was messy. And in the end, it should result in a goal.
They've been rewarded in the most unfashionable way.
That was ugly from both teams.
Directly in front, Hollins. Shooting for his first for the day, and the Blues second. And he makes no mistake. So I keep calling him Ollie Hollins. Apologies, Elijah Hollins nails the goal for the Blues in what we would like to frame as a regrettable passage of play, Brendan.
Well, not regrettable for Carlton because they found a way through. And here's the key stat for you. They found a way to score from that entry. 25 inside 50s to 6.
Wow.
And it's only 3 goals to 2. So their defence is holding up pretty well at the moment, Carlton. 127 disposals to 97. Hitouts 14 to 13. Dogs clearances 15-11. Marks 32-24. They do lead the tackles as well. Footscray 24 to 18. Although some of those gang tackles you're talking about might have only been credited as 1.
Yeah.
As Craig Peters is not going anywhere out of this. So they'll do it again. It was Crofts, and he was pushed in the back, so it'll be another clearance here for Footscray. Billy Crofts guides it towards half forward, pulled the kick beautifully at the last minute. Craig Peters back to Crofts to 52, pulls it again into the pocket. Nice mark, Binns. Yeah, in fact, that's Lucas Camporiali. Apologies. Very good work. Great courage back with the flight of the ball. Gets it into the path of Phillips. Now it's with Binns. He'll bring it inboard. Ramshaw just pops it out wide. Finds the target in Nelson. They have to go backwards again. Phillips will add another mark to his tally. Called to play on.
Ooh.
So he'll kick it 3 metres. Boyd had enough time. Got it to Vickery. He'll come back inboard to Binns. And Wheelie will wheel away. Swings up to the middle of the ground. Scott couldn't take the mark. Will Lewis has gone up the ground. Stepped through traffic. Gave it to Craig Peters. Good tackle by Ayres. It fell to Kennedy instead. And his kick is off to the left. One behind only. The margin goes to 9.
9.5 played, second term. Smithies VFL, the Dogs and the Blues. Kick in from the behind is marked by Ferronato. Deep in the back pocket for the Blues. Come long and high along the wing. Target there was Riley. Went over his head. Out the back there was Walker for the Bulldogs. Chain of handballs. Crofts. He handballs to a teammate there in Orgle. In the centre of the ground, free kick going the way here of the Bulldogs.
Yeah, a little bit crude, that attack on the
Selwood,
the ball.
I think it is.
Yep.
As he picks himself up.
Ramshaw it was who literally took his head off.
So Selwood looks a little groggy. Goes short enough. Oh, nicely done, Anthony Scott. Worked his way to the front. Didn't have much right to take that mark, but came from behind.
You wonder why Footscray's always up near the lead in the VFL competition. They've got all these players that are genuine AFL talents and can't break into the side.
So Scott goes inside attacking 50 to a pack. Spills out the back. Here's a chance for the Blues. Loose handball from Hogg. Caulfield for the Dogs. Picks it up, slams it back inside attacking 50. Is there a mark? There is in front. Brilliantly done for Will Lewis.
Really strong mark, just planted the feet, didn't he? Protected the fall of the ball and just strong with his opponent basically climbing all over him to hang on to that.
Almost quarantined his chest area for it just to land in. So Lewis, from point blank range, really makes no mistake. He kicked 3 goals last week, that's his first for today. And the Dogs go on to 4-5-29, the margin back to 15. The Blues 2-2-14.
30 goals for the season for Will Lewis in his 16th game. So around about 2 goals a game. He kicked 3 today. He'll take that average into the finals, which is quite useful. Leading goal kicker for his team. He's certainly come of age this season. He'd only kicked 8 goals in his first year last season. 26 years of age from Old Brighton. He's certainly made himself comfortable now at the level. As the umpire slams it into the turf again. Knocked forward by Smith. Treloar. He's giving Sincotta the run around at the moment. Trying to spin out of traffic there was Vickery, couldn't quite. Picked up by Sincotta. Ripped out of his grasp by Treloar. Kick around the corner. Craig Peters, beautiful, into the pocket. And Poulter gets away and takes the mark. They've just got stars everywhere you look, don't they?
Yep. And sometimes that ball movement just looks a lot classier, doesn't it?
Yep. Yeah, Poulter losing his spot in the AFL team last week. After last week, Thursday night. So he'll come in from 45 metres out and he'll push it across the face. Is there a flyer? It's knocked through by Ayres for a rush behind.
So Boyd will bring it back in for the Blues.
Treloar, 16 disposals, 5 tackles, 1 goal.
It's fair effort at the 13.5-minute mark of the second term.
Going at 75% as well.
So Boyd, long kick. Beautiful distance carrier to centre wing. Duray's there. Handballs to teammates under pressure. It was Kellett who he got it to. Now Gardner. Long looping handball over top. He wanted to find Craig Peters. Found the boundary line instead. And it trickles over for a throw in. Margin at 16. Biggest margin of the game so far has been 20, and it came after Treloar kicked his first in the first term. Boundary throw in. Again, Smith and Riley. At ground level there was Craig Peters bursting through. Here's a chance. Jones. Arthur Jones. Towards Poulter. Ran under the footy. Put his arm up. Couldn't drag it in. Out the back's Gardner. Wanted to Poulter again. Blues are up to the challenge. That's Ayres. Scrappy play here all round. Bulldogs try and snatch the goal with a grubber, but there for the Blues was Camporelli. He was up to the task and relieved.
So Nash King on the half-back flank. He'll send it down the line, looking for Hollands. Liam Jones over the top, kept in by Charlson. Cross to Lemmy. And just as he tried to hook it around the corner, Adam Treloar got him, and he kicked it into the West Footscray train station instead. So Treloar doing it all. This will be disposal number 17, tackle number 6. Inboard to Duray, who is racking them up as well. Number 10 for him. Swings onto his trusty left foot. Goes up to half forward. Smith. Too big and strong there for Phillips. Brings it back inboard. Another one for Treloar. Not sure which way to go. Right, left, right, left. Now the hand pass off. Duray again.
Bit of experience there.
Guides it inside 50. Big shove by Ayres. And it'll be Will Lewis who will line up for goal number 2 in his 31st of the season. He just went springboarding out the front of that contest, didn't he, Will Lewis? Pretty hard for the umpire to miss that one. As Karmas makes his way back on the ground. So Lewis from 35 metres out, gun barrel straight. 2 goals in a row for Will Lewis. And the Bulldogs edge out by 22 points.
Game high lead for the Dogs. Back-to-back goals in 5 minutes to Lewis. And they're just starting to flex their muscles now, the home side. Courtesy of Treloar and Duray getting involved, usually together too. They're finding each other, working in tandem. As Johnny said, Treloar's up to 18 now, 9-9, running at 78%.
His direct opponent, Alex Sincotta, has had 3.
Caulfield next best for the Dogs with 12. Margin at 22. Approaching time on of the second quarter. Back in the middle again. Karmas in ruck. Karmas got the palm down. Wrapped up in a tackle there was Fantasia, who's back on the ground.
They've made the change there. Fantasia's gone to Treloar now.
Fantasia in that. Treloar threw it out of the contest. Umpire missed it. Ball at ground level, stacks on, bowl up.
So, right on centre wing. Good tap down by the Blues. Clearing kick Treloar. Charlson threw it. Ayres couldn't control it out of play. So, ball in right in front of our broadcast position. So, Karmas in the ruck, won the tap down. Treloar for number 20. High ball, straight up the chimney. Floating in from the side was Jones, taken by Charlson instead. Puts it into the path of Fantasia. Duray came the other way and stole it. Sent to half forward. Poulter swings around onto the left boot. Gorgeous kick inside 50. Oh, Boyd came from nowhere. Got back there. Oh, Jones. Artie was only a foot away. It's a rush behind.
Doing all the attacking now, the Bulldogs. Can't recall the last time it was a meaningful entry for the Blues. Boyd, not great connection off the boot, but good enough in the end. Marked in the centre of the ground by Bader. He wants to go wide to the outer side, does so. He's found a teammate out there in Phipps Parsons. Haven't called his name much today. Towards the forward pocket for the Blues. They're all there with numbers here. The Dogs, Duray first there, got wrapped up in a tackle by Fantasia. And the umpire says that is holding the footy. So Fantasia will take the free kick.
That was good work by Fantasia too. he has now got the job on Treloar, but when the ball was turned over, he took off and he left Treloar behind. He ran down to the forward line and he's won a shot at goal. But he also had Ramshaw, who came in to provide the chop out while he did go off. So well done that by Carlton. Hopefully they get the reward here.
Could his 5th possession for the day be one of the most valuable for the Blues, as he has a shot for goal? Umpire doesn't like it. Misses to the near side, one behind for the Blues. Going up in smaller increments now. Another point.
So Carlton will be trying to stop this as Caulfield brings it out to Jakes. Cross was involved as well in that kick in. Jakes up towards half forward. Artie Jones. Very nicely done. Around onto the right boot. Spearing kick inside 50 for Poulter. Wants to go quickly. Sends it into the pocket. And nicely done. Orgel. The skipper's snuck forward. He doesn't do that very often, Dan Orgel. He has kicked 4-5 this season, but just 14 in 74 games. Spends most of his time at half-back. He'll swing around, he'll hook it back, but he won't hook it sharp enough. It's across the face.
Played every game this year, Orgel, the skipper.
Really good leader, really good VFL player is Dan Orgel.
Played 6 tackles last week in their win against Box Hill.
Still only 23.
Yep.
Seems like he's been around for a long time.
The Blues looking to exit the D50 to the wing. Karmas is under this one and takes the mark. So, Buku Karmas right in front of our broadcast position. Wants to go short. Scott's his target, finds him in front of Sincotta. Very congested attacking 50 here for the Bulldogs. Lots of players, almost every player on the ground inside it. Off hands, off the pack. Missed it, Kennedy. Not by much. Opportunistic opportunity, but it goes begging for the Dogs.
He kicked 9-1 for the season before today, Kennedy. He's got 2 behinds. Elijah Hollands to half-back. Darcy Hogg. You know you're old when you're calling the sons of blokes that you used to call. Of course, I called Ben Hollands late in his career at Wodonga. Up towards the wing.
You must be older than me, Brendan.
Phipps Parsons. Inboard.
Or started very early.
Well, early enough. Hogg. Boyd. Inside 50. Poor kick. Intercepted by Kennedy. Especially when Elijah's now been around for 3 or 4 years. And Ollie as well. Round the corner with that kick goes Kellett. Up towards the wing. Sincotta. Hollands. Nice one over the top there from Vickery. Back to Hollands. Kick out towards half forward. Phipps Parsons. Gets the man running past for the handball. It was nicely done that by Vickery. Long kick to the line. Great mark. On the goal line. Beautifully done for the Blues by Bader.
And plays on.
He's not going to be allowed.
No. Beautifully read, wasn't it? The fire the ball just landed in his lap.
Terrific kick too.
Yep.
2 advantage. Well judged. And Bader will now swing around and, oh geez, he made the goal umpire work. But he got it there. So first goal for Ollie Bader. He's 7th for the year. Margin is back to 3 straight kicks. And on Adam Treloar watch, 21 disposals, 8 contested, 5 clearances, 8 tackles, 1 goal. Missed a couple lately. His disposals efficiency's dropped down to 67. Jordan Boyd leading Carlton with 15 touches. Scott Caulfield on 13 and Geray on 12. Hollands and Charleston have worked their way up to 11 half-time in the VFLW. Still all one-way traffic there. The Kangaroos 3:10:28 leading Williamstown, no score.
So back in the middle. Smith and Riley again. Sincotta took possession, got wrapped up and brought to ground. Trelaw was one of the tacklers. So we'll do it all again. Riley this time with a punch down. Landed in the path of Hogg. Here goes the Blues again. Off the boot of Bader, who just kicked the last goal. Kicks to the pocket. Tracks wide and out of play for a throw-in. 18 points the margin, 5-9-39. The Dogs, the Blues, 3-3-21. Deep in the second term, 25 played. And now every player on the ground is in the Blues half of the ground. Boundary throw in. What can they conjure here, the Blues? Riley couldn't get the ball to boot. A lot of players under footy. Here's Duray. Gave it out into the path of Walker. Close to the boundary line, too close in fact, and it goes over. For another throw in. Almost 26 played, second term.
So they're still hanging in there, Carlton, aren't they?
Yep.
All the numbers suggest that the Bulldogs should be 8-9 goals in front. But Carlton are still there, and they could cut the margin to 2 kicks here. Riley won the tap. Couldn't get a kick on the boot, Nelson. Sincotta hassled, got it off to Holland. Snap on goal is off target. He's had a good quarter, Elijah Hollands. Got me doing it now.
Yeah, 25 last week. He's just starting to work his way into it.
Sorry, Benny, if you're watching.
It is catching. As the Dogs bring it to the wing, sitting under it there nicely was Williams. Into the side today. Holds it up, now called to play on. Will kick to the true wing position. Big mark in the pack. It's going to go the way of Karmas, I think, is it? No, man in front. It's paid to Smith. Darts the ball, short. Kellett takes it. Kicks towards...
No talk.
Walker, who was running backwards, went back in and got his own footy again. Handball over the top of Caulfield. Handball again towards the outer half-forward flank. Running over it there was Orgel. Blues take possession. Almost lost it in the tackle, but now they're out. Farinado kicks towards Fantasia. Couldn't quite get to the footy in time. Numbers there for the Dogs. And they're going to relieve. It's going to land in the hands here of Duray, who clears for the Dogs.
And kick up towards half-forward from Duray. Here's Scott. He'll swing around onto the left boot. Guided into the pocket. Ooh. Lewis got rid of his man but couldn't hang on to the mark. Charlson set upon him. It's not coming out of there. Umpire says give it to me. The other morning VFL game, they're in the third quarter. Geelong in total control against Sydney up in Sydney. 11-7-73 to 5-1-31. Casey with the first goal against the Hawks. 1-1-7 to no score. Brisbane Lions lead Frankston 2-1. Those two games have just got underway.
Free kick to Trelaw here.
Now Adam Trelaw will have disposal number 22. Umpire's saying get around. So he's just going to pop it up towards Karmas. Couldn't quite. Poulter picked up by Ayres. Got it off to Farinado. Snap around the corner from Boyd. Outside 50 it goes. Duray, what a great mark that is.
Nice.
He's having some sort of game. Taylor Duray trying to force his way back into the AFL side as well. Gardner, the 99 gamer, off to Caulfield. Sets it up inside 50. Karmas. Was there a nudge? Oh, yes, there was. And Karmas will have another chance for his second goal.
It's a good pick up, Brendan. It was there.
And he's looked like he could have had 4 or 5 by now.
Yep.
Buku Karmas. It's been an almost game since he kicked that opening goal in the first 20 seconds. He might have the last say of the half here.
Just when we said they were flexing their muscles with a couple of goals in a row to Lewis, they've stopped flexing a little bit, the Bulldogs. This will help them.
So the first goal of the game for Buku Karmas. and the last goal of the half as well. Karmas gets his second on the siren, and Footscray will go to the main break with a 23-point lead over the Blues. They're 6-9-45 to Carlton, 3 goals for top spot on the ladder. Of course, if the Hawks go down, that won't matter. They'll get the minor premiership. The Bulldogs, as it stands, the Hawks, however, are 4-1-25, leading the Casey Demons 1-2-8. Brisbane Lions 3-3-21 over Frankston 2-3-15. I'm Brendan Jonty Rhodes, and this is Andrew Holmes.
Thank you, Brendan. Third quarter underway. Smith and Riley in ruck. 23 points the margin at the main break. Handball from Camporeale. Back to Riley. Kick was smothered by Treloar. Treloar goes back in and gets it again. Handball over the top. This time it's Fantasia. Took the ball. Dangerous kick in the middle of the ground. Here's Scott for the Bulldogs. They're going to go forward. The kick comes from Parsons. My mistake. Muratore. And the mark inside 50 has been taken here by...
It's the flying mullet, isn't it?
It is.
Caleb.
No,
it's Zach Walker.
Zach Walker.
He's got a fair old mullet going too there.
As I tried to focus the binoculars on him. So Walker trots in. Is this the first of the third term to the Dogs? No. Misses to the near side. One behind. 6-10-46. Plays 3-4-22.
First score in VFL footy for Zach Walker. Game number 7, the mid-season draftee out of Phillip Island. So Jordan Boyd, 16 touches in the first half. Roosts it long to the broadcast side. Camporeale flies, couldn't take the mark. Artie Jones tried to go underground. Liam Jones is in there as well. Artie has another crack at it. Over top of him is Ayres. Burrowing through nicely was Craig Peters. Treloar lays another tackle. He's got Rob Monaghan now, so he's on to his third opponent after a dominant first half. Treloar wins another disposal. It was knocked down, however. Nicely done by Charlson. Clearing kick up towards the wing. Harvey front spot. Liam Jones got the fist in. This ball is not going to come out of there, despite Scott Simpson giving them every chance to. Good news for Williamstown supporters. They're on the board in the VFLW. 1-2-8. North Melbourne, Werribee 4-13-37. So the Kangaroos will be going through, but the Seagulls avoiding a scoreless final. Ramshaw's kick is smothered by the left eye of Nick Caulfield. And he's going to have to come off the ground and recalibrate his vision, I think. Ball back into play. Riley up against Smith. Smith has been fantastic. Hollands tapped it down. Charlson flipped it over his shoulder. Treloar on the burst. Kicks inside 50. Poulter couldn't take the mark. He's got it at the back. Flicks the hand pass out the side. Steps through a couple of tackles. Back it goes. Snap on goal is beautiful from Muratore. The umpire is going to come in and have a discussion. Wait on the ruling. Umpire Liam Dye talking to the goal umpire. And he's going to rule touched off the boot. So Luca Muratore misses out on what would have been a very, very nice goal. The margin is 25 points.
So Boyd will bring it back in again. He's done that most of the day, so touch number 17. They've kicked 11 behind. So that's the bulk of his disposals, no doubt. As Smith comes in to take an uncontested mark for the Dogs. Inside 50s, 39-11 in favour of the Bulldogs. Here's another one. At the back was Poulter. Got ripped off the ball. Ball at ground level. In dispute. Players stack on top. Ball up. 29 more inside 50s to the Bulldogs than the Blues.
They're only 25 points in front.
Yeah. Throw up. Trying to exit the D50 here. The Blues, Charleston. They're out now. Simcotta's going to receive. Look for the handball inboard, then turn the other way and just stepped across the line. And the umpire will toss it back in.
Three-quarter time in Sydney. It's the Cats by 37 points, 12-9-81 to the Swans at 7-2-44. Box Hill by 17 over Casey at quarter time. Frankston and Brisbane Lions are locked away down at Kinetic Stadium. Smith, hand pass off. Crofts inside to Craig Peters inside 50. Who's going to get under this? Charlson. Fed it back to Vickery. Clearing kick up towards halfback Smith. Too big and strong. Takes another mark. Karmas might be the target here. Lockie Smith. Spent most of his allotted time trying to untangle himself. Kick inside 50. Ball did hit the deck eventually. Spills out to the front of the pack. Lewis overran the footy. And then, well, I don't think there's any arguing that decision at all. Rob Monaghan, I don't think you'd even get away with that one in Gaelic football.
No, it's a good point. But it does give the Bulldogs and Will Lewis a shot at goal directly in front.
What do we call that? I reckon he would have been knocked out of the limbo game with that one. Will Lewis for goal number 3. 45 out straight in front. Whack. And it came straight back at him.
Hearing about the game limbo wasn't on my bingo card this afternoon, Brendan.
It's been a long time since I've seen anyone playing that.
Yeah. But he's not able to do it anymore as Binns on the outer side takes a mark for the Blues. So Jackson Binns, short direct kick, finds Bader. He comes back inboard. Vickery, still at a half back. Haven't gained a lot of meterage with 3 or 4 possessions. Vickery longer. At the back there was Smith, couldn't bring the ball down. Jones, Liam was there for the Bulldogs as well. Now it's at the back. Here's Selwood. Darts a short one in. Kellett goes wider again. This is Duray. Through the middle of Mission Whitten Oval. Handballs over to Orgel. The skipper. Umpires found a whistle back.
Yeah, downfield free kicks.
It was against. It was on Duray.
Yeah, Sincotta pushed him after he got rid of the football, and Orgel was quick to say, "No, I don't want that advantage. I'll stop."
So he darts one short. This is Jakes. Jakes looking for options inside the attacking 50. There's the whistle down the field again, and it's going to advance to the goal square, I think.
Yep, 50-metre penalty.
So,
which is the greater advantage. I think the free kick.
Yeah.
The free kick was paid probably about 35 metres out. I reckon, I'm going to say Vickery on either Lewis or Scott. The 50-metre penalty is awarded as that is the greater advantage to Footscray.
So he's kicked 9 goals this season, has Lockie Jakes, I should say. And this for goal number 10 from point-blank range. And it is now the first of the third term to the Dogs. Coming at the 7.5-minute mark. And it puts them out now to a handy 32-point lead.
And not only is that 10 goals for Lockie Jakes, that's 10 straight.
Wow, yeah.
So many players have trouble finding the centre opening. Not Lockie Jakes. Obviously doesn't get many shots. He's playing his 17th game at the level. But when he does get forward, he invariably makes it count. So that elastic, it hasn't snapped yet. But it is stretching and it is fraying. Carlton can take a lot of credit for being still in sight.
Just.
Crofts from the Smith tap, kick inside 50. At the back there was Warburton, brought it out to half back. Hollins, close to the boundary line. They corral him close. Wobbled it up towards the wing. Selwood uncontested. Go with the short switch. Smith. Lemmy, I don't think, has touched the ball virtually. Here's Caulfield. Liam Jones. Bring it back from where it came. Good vision. Selwood back where it started. Just holding onto the footy at the moment, the Bulldogs. Jakes. Pops it over the top for Crofts. He'll give it back to Jakes. In range now, Lockie Jakes from 50.
Better.
And that is why he's never missed one. Lockie Jakes from long range. And they just built and built and built. And he's got 11 straight.
Perfect finish too.
From the Telstra logo.
On the run.
Never looked like missing.
Just elite.
They were just toying with them there, weren't they?
Yep. So now to 38. I know we said it in the second term, Brendan, that the Bulldogs looked like they were flexing their muscles, and then Carlton just found a way to hang in, but the muscles are being flexed again. 38 points is now the lead as Treloar comes back onto the ground from the bench, looking to add to his 25 touches so far. 12 of those contested, putting his hand up for selection for the senior team, and they'd love to have him back in there. Back in the middle of the ground, Scott. Whistle on play. It's going the way here of the Dogs. And it's going to be Giroux who takes it. No, it's not. It's Craig Peters. So just backward of the centre circles, Peters bombs a long ball inside attacking 50 for the Dogs. Who's there? Carmus at the back.
Yeah,
Whistle.
push against Lockie Smith.
Yep. So the free kick was taken here by Phillips.
He goes out wide to Charlson. Just pop it over the top. Duffy. Second of the two Irishmen. Nice mark by Nelson. Heard a voice and he handballed it dangerously. Ramshaw almost run down by Crofts. That creates the turnover. Caulfield couldn't shrug the tackle, but he got a kick away. Spicer swings around. Craig Peters tries to burst through. He does break the Duffy tackle. Just floats it out wide. It's in the hands there of McPherson. He'll pop it over the top. Kick inside 50 now from Williams. Thumped away from Spicer. Nicely done by Warburton. Sees it out of play underneath the scoreboard. And the boundary throw in. About 25 metres out from the Bulldogs' goal. They lead by 38 points.
So doing the ruck here for two sides is Smith and Lemmy. Lemmy palmed it down, but there's Dogs at the fall of the ball. Here's Caulfield to the goal square. Is there a mark in the square? There is. It's been paid. Will Lewis.
He's got good hands, doesn't he, Will Lewis?
He was sort of Joey in the middle, Jack in the pack, but Big Mitch came down with the footy. So Will Lewis now lining up for his third. He kicked 2 in the second term. He's now kicked 1 in the third. And away the Dogs go. It's now a 44-point lead. And we've played 12 and a half of this third term.
Another couple of strands of that elastic just let go.
I think it's snapped now, Brendan.
Not quite. There's no doubt who's going to win the game, but they're just hanging in. How long for? We are waiting with bated breath. And it's credit to Carlton that they've hung on for this long with such an undermanned team.
It's the last 8 inside 50s. I think it is, since we called that to the Bulldogs.
I've seen games where one team has dominated like this and been 120 points in front by now. So Lemmy's now into the ruck to try and get into the game. He wins that tap. Hollins couldn't control it. Then he lays a high tackle on Craig Peters. Bit unlucky. It was CCP's height that got Elijah Hollins there. Swings it across to Selwood. He'll just pop it out to the wing. Kennedy. Running hard to provide the option was Kellett, but it bounced off his chest and went out of play. Box Hill Hawks 4-1-25. Casey Demons 3-2-20. The game that we're paying closest attention to for Bulldogs fans. Top spot on the line. Lemmy with the tap. Charleston's had a good day. Brings it up towards the wing. Gardner a little bit too strong there. And he takes the mark over top of Harvey. He'll bring it back to Caulfield. Chips it through the middle. Selwood. He'll size up his options. He'll set it up into the path of Karmas. 2 goes. Couldn't quite. Binns keeps it in. Phillips gives it to Fantasia on the line. He'll flip it. Ooh. It's a terrible handball by Fantasia. Has to go back and get it again, and Crofts got him and created the stoppage.
Handball to the feet of Ayres. Not Ayres' fault, really.
No, not at all.
So we find ourselves with the stoppage in front of the Bulldogs' goal. Can they conjure something here? Finally comes out towards Jakes. Here's Chalor again. Handball to Duray. Nice chippy ball towards a teammate there in Muratore. They're trying to find some sort of avenue towards the goal face here, the Bulldogs. A lot of scrappy, fumbly play. A lot of players around the footy. And now the umpire will come in and ball it up. 44 points is where we sit. 15 and a half played third term. Deep again in the Bulldogs forward 50. There's Binns on the outer side. Just got boot to ball hurriedly. Poulter's in there for the Dogs. Scott's in there for the Dogs. Here's Treloar. Big handball over the top. What can they do? Jakes again was looking for Spicer. Oh. He stumbled at the most important time, and they're away through the half-back line here, the Blues.
Gardner will get back in front of Harvey. He's got some support from Duray. Gives it back to Gardner. Switches on. Caulfield rolled back to provide the option. Selwood's going to be the outlet again. In fact, no, it's Kellett who came in closer. He'll pop it out wide. Good to Kennedy. Dangerous build-up here again for Footscray. Selwood kept going. Poor kick. Puts the pressure on the West Australian. Wobbles it on the left boot into the hot spot. And a big jump and mark taken by Walker. Well, I thought it was Karmas's for all money. He floated in across the front of the contest.
They're actually having a discussion about it.
He's thinking he's got a free kick, Buku. But Walker just stood there and took the mark. And that's probably greater advantage to the Bulldogs again, because Walker was probably a metre closer than where Karmas would have got the free kick. For his first goal in VFL footy, ooh. Zach Walker should have given it to Buku.
So no good on that occasion from Walker. As the Blues will bring it back in again. A lot of that been happening in this term. Fantasia takes the mark. Somewhere between half-back and his defensive goal. Comes laterally. Duffy. He had a lead from Camporeale. Ignored that. Went instead towards Farinado. Warburton with the handball over the top of his head, blind. Bulldogs win the ball back. Here's Scott to Duray. He sees something he likes further afield and he finds him. It's Spicer. It's a lovely delivery. Spicer again short himself, just the 15. And Muratore takes the mark. Doing as they please now, the Dogs. As Jakes comes off. Kicked 2 goals in this quarter. Lockie Jakes. But the ball is in the hands of Muratore. Just crosses the paint of 50. Ball's on its way. Fades to the left. One behind.
50 inside 50s to 11. Tells you everything you need to know about this game. How the Dogs are not 7 or 8 goals further in front, you wouldn't understand. Flynn Riley takes a really good contested mark. Gives it off to Boyd, swinging out of defence. That's rebound number 9, but that's a shocker. Muratore pops it in short. Treloar stands strong. Gives the hand pass off to Caulfield, who's having a good day as well. Pops it in towards the pocket, looking for Walker again. Couldn't quite hang on. And it's slapped over the line by Warburton. The umpire says that's okay.
28 for Treloar.
He's quietened down a little bit in this quarter, spent a bit of time on the bench.
He's probably out of gas.
He's just racking them up, isn't he, in the first half. Taken out of the ruck by Poulter. Snap around the corner. Outstanding. Caleb Poulter channels a bit of tomahawk. And he kicks a wonderful goal. And the margin goes beyond the half century.
Out to 52. The last 5 to the Dogs. Karmas kicked the last on the siren of the second term. And then goals in the third to Jake's times 2. Lewis and now Poulter.
4-5-0 in this quarter.
Treloar 28, Caulfield 21, Boyd 21, Duray 20, Anthony Scott 20. They're the possessions in this.
Jordan Boyd on 21 is the leading blue. Charleston 18, and they're both running in the last line of defence.
So we're back in the middle again. Smith done a lot of the ruck work today for the Bulldogs. Here's Binns, overruns the footy, bounces awkwardly for him. Out the back here is Artie Jones. Cooper, Craig Peters to a dangerous spot at the goal face. The Blues up to the defensive challenge they've got here. Here's Treloar, handball over his head, went to Muratore, who banged it through from point blank range. He's been threatening to kick a goal a couple of times today and finally gets the reward. Handball from Treloar was blind but deliberate, I'm going to call it.
Yep, exactly.
And Muratore was there.
I'm happy to make the call now. That elastic has snapped. That elastic has snapped.
Gee, you gave it longer than I thought you were going to.
Yeah, well, look, Blues fans, you need to find some sticky tape and put it back together, or we're looking at 20 goals here.
The last 6 of the Dogs.
Margin is 58 points. Just the class of the Bulldogs. They've dominated this game right from the start. And you can only hold back the damn wall for so long. Smith dominated in the ruck. Hollins, however, this time. Fantasia out into the path of Camporiali. He goes inside 50. Yes, they've gone forward here, Carlton. Caulfield, however, will pick it off. He'll guide it back to Selwood. The Dogs will walk it out of defence once again. Treloar runs hard, provides the option.
This will be 31.
Just pops it over the top to McPherson. 50 club games for him today. Inboard to Kellett. Switch on again. Liam Jones at centre half back. Pops it out wide to where it started with Caulfield. Just steps around comfortably on Nelson. He'll give it back to Gardner. And they were doing this earlier, just holding possession until something opened up. Crofts to half forward. Here's the opening. Orgel, long kick inside 50. Poulter 1-on-1, too good. Just held Warburton out with one arm. And when the ball arrived, both mids up. And he's got a chance to kick his second in a row.
Not sure what sort of load Adam Treloar needs in this game, but he's come off again and just looks fatigued and tired. He might have done enough for the day.
No, I reckon they'll want him. He wants to get back in the first. They'll want him to play a full game to prove he can get through. Poulter kicks a beautiful goal from the boundary. He's got his second. And the Doggies go to a 64-point lead now in time on to the third quarter. It's all over in the Rebel VFLW. A 24-point victory to North Melbourne Werribee. That another one that we could say should have been a lot more, Andrew.
Yep.
North Melbourne Werribee 4-17-41 to Williamstown 2-5-17. And for the Kangaroos, the superstar full forward Nike Dijuk out of that kicked 0-3.
Wow.
So they're through. They'll play a preliminary final next week against the Box Hill Hawks, likely at Box Hill City Oval. Either that or ETU Stadium, depending on whether Box Hill gets awarded that home final or not.
So we go again after the goal to Poulter. The Bulldogs are going to go forward again. Duray, no, it's not. It's Craig Peters with a darting ball to the forward pocket. And it's Poulter again. Already kicked 2 in this third term.
A grab and snap out of the ruck. A contested mark and a set shot from close to the boundary on the left.
Cynical by the Bulldogs.
We're seeing a genuine premiership contender just starting to flex their muscles.
So Poulter kicks towards goal. It's brought it back beautifully. That is a work of art by Caleb Poulter. He's kicked 3 in the third term, has Poulter. And the Bulldogs march on.
That was just knowing the venue and knowing the conditions, wasn't it? Set it up outside the left goal post and it curled back expertly. And we're up to 7-4. 7-5 for the quarter to nothing. And they've got time to get that 10-goal quarter that I thought might have been coming. We're just on 2 completely different wavelengths, these 2 teams.
Gone from a 23-point deficit at half-time, the Blues, to closing on three-quarter time and staring 70 points down.
Tapped down by Smith. Picked up by Ramshaw, gave it off to Elijah Hollins, pops it around the corner. Phipps Parsons had it brought to ground, taken by Eddie Jones, gave it off to Jakes. Through the middle of the ground, he goes towards centre-half forward. Walker worked his man under the football. Ball got past. Gathered by Phillips, gave it off to Boyd. He'll bring it out wide into the hands of Camporiali. Back in board to King in the goal square. Has to find Warburton with this and does. Little hand pass through. Coming away there is Charlson up towards the wing for Bader. Beautiful kick that. Remember, if you only joined us late, Mitch McGovern, Mark Pitnett and Will White were all pulled out of the game by the Blues, so made a tough task almost impossible when that happened. Camporiali pops it over the top. Phipps Parsons takes the mark inside 50. He can go back and have a shot and put his team on the board for this quarter.
Just going back to Poulter, it's not only just 3 goals in the third term, Johnny. It's 3 goals in the last 5 minutes of play. He kicked his first of the term at the 20-minute mark and the third at the 25-minute mark.
25 for the season in 11 games. Another one who I'm sure would have suitors. Here's Phipps Parsons with 10 goals for the season. And it stays at 10. 10-10, in fact, he's got now. Their first score of the quarter for Carlton after 7-5 for the Doggies.
So closing in on three-quarter time. The Dogs work their way out of their D50 towards the centre wing. Jones was there, couldn't complete the chest mark, bounced off. He's there to help his mates out. Eluded a tackle, had a bounce and ran away. Did Artie Jones. Now he goes inside attacking 50 for the Dogs. Who's there? Karmas. Ball comes to ground. Tracks towards the line on the outer side, led by Ramshaw, who sees it over. And we'll have a throw in. It's the time for the Dogs to get one more to make it 10 for the quarter, is it?
No, they've got 7. So
sorry.
So they've slowed down a little bit.
Here's Smith from the congestion to Artie Jones on his left. Kicks towards goal. And he banks through number 8. They might get 10 still anyway. What a finish by Arthur Jones. That's his first for the day. It is the Dogs' 14th. And we've ticked over 29 played third term.
She's got some skills, doesn't he? Artie Jones.
Yep.
Absolutely outstanding. Hasn't had a lot of luck with injury. He'll play his 50th game in the qualifying final. Same day Ryan Gardner plays his 100th. Of course, it'll be the bye weekend for the AFL, so I don't think there'll be a risk of them being called up or rested. Going to reach for the record book soon. Smith with another tap. Taken away by Hollands. He's won 3 clearances in a row. Harvey out to the wing, and that will be a hold against Giray, so it'll go to Monahan. So Robbie Monahan on centre wing, happy to take as much time as the umpire allows him. Goes out wide, and Camporiali had the run and jump at it, brought it back inboard. Mark dropped by Bader. He goes back and gets it again. And it'll be tossed up about 45 metres out from the Carlton goal. We haven't said that very often today. Smith with a tap. We have said that often today. Craig Peters up to the wing. Brought down by Ayres, but only into the hands of Craig Peters or Lewis, who bombs it inside 50. Poulter, He'll get 4. He'll get 4 in, 10 minutes?
Yep.
And it's like shelling peas now for the doggies. Four third quarter goals, 4 goals in time on of the third quarter for Caleb Poulter. 81 points the margin.
You said he might have some suitors, Brendan. The first one might be Luke Beveridge.
Well, it's a fair way to answer being dropped, isn't it?
Yep. So this will be win number 11 on the trot for the Dogs. And they are careering away.
Only 15 disposals for Poulter, so he was quiet in the first half. But he's now kicked 4 goals, 7 marks, and 15 disposals, 7 marks, and 4 goals.
So the margin's at 81. Smith again. Tireless effort in ruck today, Lockie Smith. And they're going to go forward again. Here's Craig Peters. Inside attacking 50. Poulter under it, went through his hands. Here's Karmas. Gives it away to Poulter. He couldn't kick 5 1/4, could he? Oh. No. Misses to the near side.
I reckon that might have been his last chance for 5 1/4 too. The 2-minute board was up a little while ago.
82 points the margin.
What a quarter by Footscray. Charlson misses Phillips by 10 metres. Craig Peters, snap around the corner from Williams, and he misses a chance for a goal on debut. $16 scoring shots to 1 for the quarter. Boyd marks the kick in. And he will once again allow the umpire to tell him when he has to go. Flower bag to half-back, marked by Selwood. Is there one more crack at it for the Doggies? Long kick all the way to the top of the goal square. Poulter couldn't quite. Jones tries to work his way through. Ramshaw nullifies it. So this has been spectacular from the Dogs, and it could have been a lot more. It is 9 goals, 8. 9 goals. There was no behinds counted. And the previous biggest score against the Blues was 88 last year when they won by 9 points. So those ones have been beat. Now Carlton trying to avoid the biggest loss in their history. Let's see if they can do it. It's 84 points turning for home, and here's Andrew Holmes.
It'll be Riley and Smith. It has been all day in ruck to get the last quarter started. Could be a big day for the Bulldogs faithful. Some of these fans here at Mission Whitnove will be heading to Marvel Stadium as the senior side takes on the Eagles later this afternoon. And they'll go with the spring in their step.
I'll be thinking similar scorelines there too, I reckon.
No doubt about that. Here's Selwood taking the mark at half back for the Dogs. As Breton said, the margin stands at 84. 84 points. Duray got it from Caulfield. A lot of players ahead of the ball here. He runs and delivers. Spicer in front of the pack takes the mark. Phoenix is feeling it. He belied his height by taking a pack mark. And Phoenix Spicer went directly behind it. It'll be for his first for the day. The Bulldogs 16th. And a 90-point lead. Phoenix Spicer. Gun barrel straight. Beautiful finish. And the first of the final term goes to the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it's just more of the same, isn't it? That's 10 goals to nothing since half-time. And they're getting them from all angles now, Footscray. That's what you call, well, comprehensive.
Yep. The margin is at 90. Where will it end? The question the Blues players and fans are asking is, when will it end?
In around about half an hour's time, I would say. As the tap is won down by Riley. Orgle's gone onto the ball. He's not going to get through there. And we'll have a ball up. Umpire Dye puts it up in the air. Free kick for holding here. An advantage quickly taken by Treloar. Bursts out of the middle and hits Karmas inside 50. Buku's within range. Kicked a couple in the first half. Didn't see a lot of it in the third quarter when his team was doing as they pleased. He's going to set it up. Looking for the fly. Riley put his fist through the footy. Running out of defence is Binns. Nice kick up to half. To the wing, in fact. It got all the way through. Lemmy got worried out of the contest. Selwood gets back. Centering kick gets to Crofts. He'll look for options. He'll go backwards. Caulfield on the switch to Gardner. Thought about Duray and then decided to go a little bit further forward for Jones. Artie. That's not 15, but it's grabbed and given back beautifully by Treloar. Jones inside 50. Spicer flies. Tries to burrow through. Dragged in there by Boyd. Umpire, did you see that? Yes, you did. You just saw the blue sleeve reach out and haul the footy back under, didn't you? And there was no arguing where that arm came from.
I look straight for the umpire, and when an umpire stands flat-footed, legs apart, the holding the ball signal is the next thing you'll see.
Exactly right. As I said, it couldn't have been any other arm, could it? It's the only one with long sleeves. Phoenix Spicer. Right. Phoenix Spicer with, it was just like a tentacle out of the pack.
I've never considered wearing long sleeve to be such a disadvantage.
Just a tentacle out of the pack. Just reached it. Come here. Spicer shanks it through for a behind. Margin 91.
The last 11 goals the way of the Bulldogs. As Boyd goes for a trot. Long ball straight down the middle of the ground. Oh, Marco the back by Liam Jones. Beautifully taken. Plays on quickly. Orgle, the skipper, takes the mark. He's got Artie Jones on the outer side. He goes inside attacking 50. Can they take a mark? Karmas at the back. Whistle on play. No, it's out of bounds. Throw it in. 91 the margin. 16-18 plays 3-5.
Half-time over at Casey Fields. It's Box Hill 7-2-44 leading the Demons 5-7-37.
Smith and Flynn in ruck. Flynn gets front position, palms it down. Here's Crofts. He gives it away to Spicer, who's got busy in this final term. Handball's back. Mark's not paid here. Play on, says the umpire. Not 15. The Blues descend. Wrap him up. Ball up.
Frankston 8-4-52 leading Brisbane Lions 4-7-31 at the main break. And Richmond 3 straight 18. Williamstown 1 straight 6 in the first quarter. Lions fans pretty happy. Coburg Lion fans, that is, at the moment.
Oh.
Yep.
No, you go, Rosie.
It's going to be another ball up regardless, so we can sort ourselves out. Of course, Coburg meeting today in their sponsors venue to barrack for the Tigers. It's either them or Williamstown for 10th spot. Tapped down by no one in particular. Crofts got it through to Poulter. 4 third quarter goals for him. Handball is to open space. Trying to sweep through with Spicer. Beating him for it, however, was Ferronato. Brought it out towards the wing. Jones will get there in front of Lemmy, as he has done all day. Gets it off to Caulfield, who decided to feed it back. Is that an inside 50 for Carlton? Gardner to Duray. He might get run down. Great chase from behind. Well done, Phipps Parsons. It doesn't get rewarded. Jones up towards the wing of the Artie variety. It's going to come back for Carlton. Phipps Parsons gets a bad bounce. Duray slips, has support from Selwood. Artie Jones across half back to Liam Jones. Only needs one hand, that'll do. Brings it into the middle of the ground for Spicer. They're building again here, Footscray. Kennedy on his own out on the wing. Has a bounce. Hard chase from Charleston. Kennedy kicks towards Karmas. Push in the back, says the umpire. And the free kick goes to Ethan Phillips.
So, courageous ball to the top of the defensive goal square. Boyd with a handball. Now they're out of immediate danger, the Blues. Lemmy ran under it, got pushed in the back. Free kick to Lemmy against Ogle. So Lemmy's had a quiet day.
That is disposal number 4.
But he's been surrounded by some company wearing the navy blue jumpers today. Ogle with a mark. Saw Treloar. Didn't quite hit him. Had to pick it up from his bootlaces. Now they're through the middle of the ground. Here's Kellett. Handball over the top. They're running here, the Dogs. Inside attacking 50. Here's Craig Peters. Gave it away towards Smith, who had a shot at goal. Misses. Wanted to be part of the party and have a look at the ice cream, did Lockie Smith. Wasn't to be.
7 of the top 10 ball winners are Bulldogs. 8 of the bottom 10 are Blues. And that tells you well, we've been telling the story. The stats sometimes lie.
As we cast our eye to the scoreboard.
Yeah, they're not lying today. Here's a chance for Harvey. Good effort. Knocked down by Liam Jones. Picked up by Warburton. Gives the hand pass back. Good work by Hogg. Through to Warburton. Threw it over his head. Taken by Monaghan. Inside 50 he goes. Lemmy one out here with Smith. Lemmy works his way through. Got his hands on the football. Tried to get it away from him there. It might be Duray. Umpire creates a stoppage, so it's probably the best thing we've seen from Harry today. He manages to hold it up and give his team a chance inside 50. Riley, give that one to you. Crofts. Can't break it out. Treloar has definitely slowed down. 34 disposals for him. 9 clearances, 9 tackles and that goal. Bursting through was Crofts. Fantasia tried to go in the other direction. Nice hand pass up. Came from Kennedy to Craig Peters. Brought it out towards the wing. Thumped over the line by Cooper Vickery. Now to play for a throw-in. Nick Caulfield on 26. Taylor Duray on 25 and 10 marks. Michael Selwood 22. Jordan Boyd 25 touches for Carlton and 13 rebounds.
Wow. Noticeably for Caulfield too, he's running at 89% with his 26.
Selwood at 95.5 for his 22.
And they're out again here through Scott. Might get run down by Sincotta. Almost did. Looking for Karmas. Out the back is Lewis. He gets wrapped up in a tackle as soon as he took possession in the arms of Ethan Phillips.
349 disposals to 238. 111 the difference. Inside 50, 65 to 15.
Hollands. They've got it out here. Hogg. Short kick might not be 15. Play on, says the umpire. Campo Reali, the recipient. He goes wider to the outer side. He was looking for Hogg again, who butted up. But the Bulldogs are up to the challenge as they have been all day. They win the ball back and they use it well. Through the middle of Mission Whitten Oval. Here's Caulfield again. 27 for him. Darts the ball inside 50. Marks taken by Williams. So Williams is going to have a shot for goal here, you'd think.
17-year-old.
Man of the mark, 45 out.
Good for him. He wasn't even named in the emergencies, Kobe Williams, so if he can come into the team from outside the 28 and kick himself a goal, wouldn't be too bad.
That's why it took me a moment or two to find him on my team sheet.
We had to pen him in before the game, didn't we?
Williams kicks towards goal. It's going to fade across the face. In fact, it's just not got the distance and taken across the line for one rush behind.
A couple of behinds for Kobe Williams. The other game earlier today was won by Geelong by 45 points, 16-15, 111 to Sydney, 10-6, 66. Boyd hits it all the way to the centre of the ground. Big fist from Jones. Wonderful pick up and give. That from Scott. There's Artie Jones. Heard the voice, ignored it, and then apologised to Selwood as he kicks towards half forward. Kellett tries to burrow through. He got dispossessed. Nicely done by Hogg. He did well, Darcy Hogg. Trying to spin through is Selwood. Handball into open space. Fumble from Charlson. Had to flick the hand pass back in a hurry to King. He goes on the 1-2 with Phillips. King kicks it straight into Buku, who was standing there minding his own business. Gives it off to McPherson. His kick was smothered. Comes through Scott. Off to Williams. Handball into Poulter for number 5. Caleb Poulter has a bag in the second half. And Footscray lead by 99 points.
He's got a handful, has Caleb Poulter. As we said, incredible last 10 minutes of the third quarter for him, where he banged on 4. And now he's chosen to be part of the last quarter as well with another one. All their stars are starting to shine. Big names from the AFL list are doing their job, as are all of the VFL listed players. It's a complete rounded team performance here today from the Bulldogs. 17-20, 122 to 3-5-23. Carlton have kicked one behind since half time. Go back in the middle of the ground again. Through the middle is Karmas. Couldn't burst through the tackle. Umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it up. 14 played, final quarter. Hollands in the middle, over around the footy. Sincotta is in there with Boyd. Applying a tackle to Crofts. Quick ball up again. The Dogs are hungry for more. Trelaw's in there amongst it again. Here's Hogg for the Blues. Crofts again. Handball's out. Trelaw. Nice handball to Karmas. Can he burst away? He can. Can he hit a target inside 50? Not quite. Out the back. Here's Lewis. Handball's over the top. Walker was there. Went past him. Picked up by Vickery, who takes it across the line in front of the closed bar on the outer side. And we'll have a boundary throw-in.
Margin sitting right now at the 5th biggest in Carlton's history.
You're our stats man, Jonty.
99 points. The record is 127, which Gold Coast did to them on this round 2 years ago up in Queensland. As we see Another ball up just inside 50 within scoring range for Footscray. 127 that one. 114 Geelong in 2002. 108 to Casey earlier this year is at number 3. And 101 by Geelong early last season. So 4 of the top 5 are in the past 2 years. Here's a chance now for the Dogs to go again. Selwood kicks around the corner. Karmas ran under the football. Shepherding free kick. Buku wasn't allowed to run. That's why he ran under the footy. He'll shoot for goal number 3.
Played well today, has Buku Karmas.
He has.
He's relieved Smith and Ruck.
He feels like he's got more than 2, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He probably deserves more than 2. And all the numbers that we're putting out, we're not saying Carlton's been bad, because they've tried really hard. And they have played okay. They've just been outclassed. And there's another one to the score. It is just Footscray good here at the Mission Whitten Oval as they crack the ton in the lead. 3 goals to Buku Karmas. Margin 105.
It's probably been one of the more entertaining 105 game margins I've seen for quite some time.
They haven't given up. They've stuck at their task. They've actually played not too bad, Carlton. They just simply don't have the cattle today. And as soon as we found out, if you weren't with us at the start, as soon as we found out that that Mitch McGovern, Mark Pitnet and Will White weren't playing, we knew that this was probably going to happen.
So Karmas has kicked 1 in the first, 1 in the second, and now 1 in the last. They've kicked 3 goals in this last quarter, the Dogs. And you feel like there's more to come. Back in the centre, free kick going the Dogs' way. Here's Scott towards the attacking 50, through the arc of 50. Poll was at the back there, got wrapped up in a tackle. Umpire says, give it to me.
Treloar, 35 disposals, 9 clearances, 10 tackles. Giray, 27, 10 marks.
Last 13 goals for the Dogs. Orwell in there, the skipper. He must enjoy leading a team with the likes of Treloar and Giray and Poulter and Karmas.
He must be dreaming of lifting some silverware in about 6 weeks' time too.
Murature tried to burst through the pack. He's Poulter again. Handballs backwards. Scott. He went wider to Orgel. Speak of the devil. Poulter. He couldn't from there, could he? Just sets it up to the goal square. Is there a mark? No, there's not. Out the back is Spicer. First one back there. Paddles it towards the line. Might be out in the fall off the boot of Nelson.
Boundary umpire said half volley and bounced.
So we'll have a boundary throw in. Deep in the Dogs attacking 50. Hasn't been near the Carlton goal. As we said, they've only kicked 1 behind since half time. Bursting through is Smith, trying to carve a passage through, but gets wrapped up, and umpire says, give it to me.
So this is putting some heat on Box Hill for top spot too, remember.
Yep.
As we see, a clearing kick came from the Blues. That was from Fix Parsons, who's gone back. It's coming back in from Selwood. Chip out wide, finds Artie Jones. Remember, Footscray has to win by 61 points more than Box Hill do to take the minor premiership. Walker. Well, he's provided a nice target, having a rare opportunity to run up forward. Kicked a couple behinds in the third quarter. And he'll get a third crack at his first goal in VFL footy. In game number 7, the 19-year-old from Phillip Island. 25 out, straight in front, and he does have one. And they all know it too. Love this new tradition in footy where they all get across their homesy to a first-time goal kicker.
Yep.
Zach Walker with his first. Margin is 111, which means that Box Hill will have to go on and beat Casey by 50 to hold on to the minor premiership. They lead by 7 at the start of the third quarter. Remember, first and second don't really matter. It just depends on what your opponent will be. Southport's locked into third, so whoever finishes second will be hosting the Sharks. Whoever finishes first, as it stands, will be hosting Frankston. In the qualifying finals, that is, in 2 weeks' time.
Lemmy got his hand to the ball in the ruck contest first. Only as far as Scott, who got ridden into the ground by Hollands. So it'll come back to Anthony Scott. Quick handball. Off to Kellett. Here's Caulfield again. Bought his own ball today has Nick Caulfield. Darts the ball towards half forward. Mark paid eventually to Lewis. He goes quickly low and hard towards the chest of Poulter, who hangs onto it. And will line up for goal number 6.
We had none heading into time onto the third quarter.
His first goal of the day, Johnny, came at the 20-minute mark of that third quarter.
And he was having a quiet day before that too. He only had 10 touches before that stage. He could have 6.
So Poulter on approach. Can he kick 6 goals for the Dogs in a game? Umpire says, I reckon he has. You need your stars, and Poulter's proven to be one of those today. 6 on the day. And they've come late, as we said, but better late than never.
10 disposals at the 19-minute mark of the third quarter. 10 disposals and no goals at the 19-minute mark of the third quarter. He's now had 21 disposals, 8 marks and 6 goals too. He had a behind early on, so he's kicked 6-1 since half-time. And they're 2 goals away from inflicting Carlton's biggest loss in VFL history. This is a day to remember for the Bulldogs, a fine tune for the finals. Lockie Smith has been massive in the middle. This time he's holding the ball. 16 disposals, 29 hit-outs. Here's Camporiale, sends the kick inside 50. Can the Blues make something here? Overran the footy, did Harvey. Fed back by Fantasia. Kick towards the top of the goal square, came from King. Chance now. Step around, shot at goal outside of the boot, came from Vickery. He doesn't get out of full back very often. He's put that across the face for a behind.
So the Blues are pining for this final siren to sound. 23 and a half played final term. Here they go back inside attacking 50 again. But again offline for another minor score, 2 in a row. 3 behind since half-time. As Walker comes off for a well-earned rest.
Darcy hogged that time, just didn't know what to do with it, so he just said, I'll have a bang off one step.
Treloar and Giray just waiting to come back on the ground for the Dogs. Ogle. Having a chat.
Ogle in the back pocket. Brings it up to Poulter. 6 goals for Caleb Poulter. Long kick up towards half forward is beautiful. Lockie Smith swings around onto the left boot, pops it inside 50, looking for Kennedy. And he will aim to be the 11th goal kicker for Footscray today. 2 behinds in the first half for Lockie Kennedy. First year at the club, drafted in last year's selection period. Played 1 game for Sandringham and 2 for Coburg last year while at the Sandy Dragons. 35 out straight in front. He adds his name to the board. Kennedy with his first goal. 121 points the difference.
That is now, what's that in a row, Brendan? The last 13 goals?
No, it's 15 for the half. 15 to none for the half. So how did we
16.
go? So they got the last one of the second quarter as well.
Yep.
Yeah,
16 in a row.
Buku Karmas on the siren,
Yep.
on the halftime siren.
That's it.
So the margin was 17 points before Buku Karmas took that shot. It's now 20 goals.
121 points. 25, nearly 26 minutes played, final term. The Dogs are feasting. Fantasia, stocking off the ground in the middle of the ground. Running onto it was Duray. Here's Crofts. Now they're out of the back half again through Selwood. Kick towards half forward. Here's Jones. Artie gathers it nicely. Runs around a tackler. Handballs back. Found a teammate there in Williams. He goes long inside, attacking 50. Mark's been paid in front.
Really good grab by Riley.
Flynn Riley takes it, plays on quickly. No. He's coughed it up. No, he's gone back and got it again. Spicer was there ready, Karmas it was, ready to pounce. And they've made a meal of this, the Blues. They're going to get away with a free kick, though, deep in their 50.
Oh, dear.
Says more about their day than anything else.
It hurt, actually. Jordan Boyd, the Bulldog player, fell on the back of his neck. So he'll take a moment to regain his composure. No sympathy from the umpire who calls him to play on. Oh, Liam Jones almost brought down a specky. Treloar receives from Crofts. Handball over the top. Williams. Left, right, right, left. All the way back. Jakes. Kicked a couple of beauties in a row in the third. Out wide to McPherson. Can he get a goal in his milestone game?
Not from there.
Pops it out wide to Williams again. Can he get a goal on debut? He'd be thinking VFL's a pretty easy game, Kobe Williams. Sets it up in towards full forward, looking for Poulter at the back. It's knocked away by Riley at the front. 28 minutes gone. There's still time. Carlton still have to do a little bit more defending to avoid entering that record book in more than two spots. We know they've entered in two places. They don't want to enter the third one.
Martin's at 121. Out the back, the Dogs just work it through a chain of handballs. Ends up with Treloar.
38.
38 touches. Phipps Parsons on the outer side. Tried to gather the ball on his own, but couldn't do so and saw it across the line. On the Doug Hawkins wing here at Mission Whitten Oval. A day for the Dogs to remember. And as we said, the march to Marble Stadium will begin at the final siren here for these loyal Doggies fans to see what the senior side can do against the Eagles. The 2-minute sign goes up on the Carlton bench. That will be the happiest sign for them to hold up today, I would say.
I reckon the 1 and the 30 might be a little bit happier.
There's Treloar again. Now Poulter, but marking in front of Poulter nicely was Duffy.
So Matt Duffy, the last line of defence, where the ball has spent the majority of this game. Brings it out to half-back. Knocked away by Riley. Treloar for 39. Goes backwards to Gardner. He goes all the way back again for Jones. Does Footscray know what they're playing for here? Crofts. Give us something to finish with. Craig Peters. Knocked down by Sincotta. Fantasia bursts through. Hand pass onto the path. Good sidestep put on there by Bader. Towards half forward he goes. Knocked down. Chance now for the Blues. Hogg snaps on goal. The record is safe. First goal of the second half for Carlton. They break a 16 major run for Footscray and they get what is probably the last one of the game. Darcy Hogg with his second.
It was a nice finish. He would have liked it to have come in the first or second quarter, but it was a good finish by Hogg. And he reduces the margin back to 115.
I said 39, that is 40 for Treloar. So he's crossed the threshold.
Caulfield with 31, Scott 29, Jurea 28. Selwood's crept up to 27. He's been busy in the second half as
they are plus 157 on disposals. 75 inside 50s to 17.
Wow.
This is a smacking.
Here's Jurea again, bursting through. He's not done with just yet. They're not slowing down here, the Dogs. Caulfield darts one short to the wing. This is Kennedy. He goes short again, finds Scott. One of the really good players for the Bulldogs today is Anthony Scott. He goes long to a pack marking contest.
Well done again.
Floating across the front was Flynn. Excuse me, Flynn Riley. As I've lost my voice on the final siren, Brenton Rhodes, and it's a mammoth 115-point win to the Footscray Bulldogs.